Horn. Hey, this
They already
is
did the quiz.
and Friday, December 18th. We're going to get into stuff today to try and help you out. We're going to do chat challenge, and then we're going to take our final quiz over Shadow Club, talk about kids dying and stuff like that, and probably have a bunch of kids yell at me just because kids tend to yell at me all the time, especially about the kid who died in this one. Like, Mr. Broviak, no one died. And if you got to the end of the book, someone died. They just brought him back to life. That still counts as death. He did. They just CPR'd him back to life. If they had not CPR'd him, he'd be dead instead of just partially dead. All right, into there. Mr. Broviak, that's a spoiler. It's not a spoiler for a book you were supposed to read. It's the only reason I didn't have Zoom. Do you know how lonely I am and how much time I would take talking to children? That's why we didn't have a Zoom yesterday, because I knew I would spend like a half hour just me yelling at you, and then we'd have 10 minutes to read. I was hoping for the handful of responsible kids that you guys would go out there and read and get it done.
Mr. Broviak?
Yes.
I wish you could have seen my crazy Zoom backgrounds.
Yeah.
I'll do it right now.
So tomorrow is Ugly Sweat. If for those of you who are dressed up as Among Us, if you send me screenshots or pictures, I will turn them into CTV and I will get you on CTV. So just submit them via reminder email, and I will happily take your picture and I will turn them in on CTV for you. Because I can't really do it at the end of class like normal since we have quiz thing coming up. Yeah, those are some interesting backgrounds you have going on. And Max, I was definitely confused. I thought you were saying that you were cooler than me. And I'm like, that's ridiculous, Max. You can't be cooler than me. I mean, I have clout goggles. They're literally right there. And then Stuber, I can try and do that too. Yes. All right. And then let's see. English grades, as I said before, this is official. So on the off chance your parents don't check email and they don't listen to me, you can show them this video of me saying, yes, you can turn in late work, but don't drive yourself insane. I will grade and upload. I would much rather you guys take the 2 weeks of break to relax and enjoy yourself than working on stupid English work. Because yes, my work I think is important, but you being sane is more important. Here's your actual me saying that for you to play for your parents. Here. Shadow Club book. Make sure you get. We're gonna test here in a moment. Oh, my video's reversed. I hate that. Hang on. Is it backwards? It is. There. All right. Hang on. I gotta fix that. That's gonna drive me nuts. Let's see. Virtual background. Flip my mirror my video. All right. There we go. Now I don't go. Much better. Okay. Now I feel less insane. There. Shadow Club page. Again, you're more than welcome to listen to the audiobooks, blah, blah, blah. IXL from last week, blah, blah, blah. Tomorrow, trying to join class because she got booted out. Come back tomorrow. We miss you already. All right. And all right. So as I wish, I do not have that power, Max. I cannot excuse you from all schoolwork. I can only excuse you from English work. Here are current chat challenge competitors as of the end of Tuesday. The people who had 3 or more points. Although realize this has already started changing because we've already had people adding to this one, just so that you are aware. You guys, again, are the orange people that are on there. So as long as you hit 5 points, you automatically get your 3 B points and become a champion. And those of you who are getting close, the problem for you guys is first period, I only had 3 kids read the end of the book. So all 3 kids answered every single question. And so they just got points every single time. So that's what happens when you're in a class of a bunch of kids who do no work. Mara cannot join. That girl's having all kinds of issues. Tomorrow, maybe she's joining. So on that one, but they were in like last place, but now they've become really competitive. So it gives you an idea. And again, if you are the overall winner, I will send you a message saying, what is it you want to send out? Hopefully you saw BB's really weird message I put out on Remind. To answer your question, no, I have no idea what she was trying to say. I'm assuming that she's just an insane child. All right. And
what is the highest amount of challenge points as of right now?
Can't tell you that. That would be cheating. The answer is more than 1. I wish you the best of luck. All right. So let's get into, thank you. I try on that one. All right, so here we go. Let's jump in for those of you who want to do the chat challenge and the count. Oh, for the handful of you who have not read end of book, 1, I highly recommend you read End of Book. One, it's a good book. I mean, kid dies, there's insanity, there's fire, there's people burning alive. There's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens at End of Book. Two, it'll help you on the quiz. Three, we are going to be talking about End of Book here in a moment and giving a whole bunch of spoilers. So if you've not read End of Book, we're about to, I don't know, spoil End of Book for you, but it's kind of like a you issue. All right, let's see. So we did the five. Oh, let's get to our first chat challenge. Let's begin the fun already. This one is a review from before. It is not new information. Most of our chat challenge, no, not that one, is going to be new information, except for the first couple. Spelling is overrated. All right, so last time we read, they dropped in that blockbuster giant firework into the fish tank that went all explodey and went all over the place. Then, as they left and they were outside talking about it, somebody claims to have been a witness and saw Tyson do it. My question is, who claims they were a witness and saw Tyson do it? So who is it that claims they were a witness and saw Tyson do it? Well, as you should be. Those things are really cool. I have all this other ones saved that you gave to me. So I think you should keep doing those. All right. What? Sorry. Dealing with my own child. Into there. All right. Ready? And well, that is honest of you. And challenge is out. Some of you guys came in early, but the correct answer would be Ralphie Sherman. Ralphie Sherman, the kid that lies all the time. Lathe is my first one. Let's see. Lathe is now at 4 points. Who is second? And Antoinette comes in, who is not to be denied. Antoinette, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Antoinette's officially a champion. And Blaze steps in. Nicely done. Blaze is now at 6 wins for Blaze. And who was fourth? Fourth was Finley. And Finley has 1. And Jeriel has not won yet. Jeriel, that got you a B point. Way to play the game, Jeriel. So Ralphie is the one, Sherman, who says, yep, I saw it happen, and tells him the same thing. Like, we believe you because we want to attack him. And then here's my fish tank exploding. Fish tank. And then they drop in firecracker. Boom. And all of a sudden you get boom and dead fish. Mr. Broviak is like, now you all got to feel like Ralphie Sherman, like you were actually there and you got to watch it happen. All right. And we got to, here we go. Stuff we did not read together. So right after that scene, Vera has something happen to her bike that almost gets her killed as part of one of the pranks. What is it that happens to Vera? So what is it that happens to Vera's bike? Well, actually, bike. What happens to Vera's bike? That's what I'm going with. So what happens to Vera's bike? All right, ready? Chat challenge. Ooh, we have a lot of people there. And the correct answer is someone cuts her brake lines. They cut her brakes, kill her brakes, so she can't stop. So Lathe, I'm gonna give that to you as my first one. Again, look at that, Lathe him first, and he has 5 points. Second, Antoinette, was that the same as last time? Antoinette, who's now at 6 points. And third, no, Delaney steps in. Delaney now with 3 wins. Way to not give up Delaney. And then let's see, and then Kasopa was 4th, and Blaze was 5th, and no new people, not quite. And Lily gets a point. Nicely done, Lily. You weren't one of the top 3, but that was your first time stepping in. Go you. No, Jerry, I'm sorry that technology is trying to sabotage you. It is the worstest. There. Then Jared and Tyson get into a fight in the hallway, and then they end up, Jared yells something down the hallway to try and attack Tyson. He announces it loudly and yells it over and over and over again. So what is it when Tyson and Jared, this is the scene with the, what do you call it? Hang on, I'll put it on the screen. The phone booth. So this is the scene with the phone booth when they get into the fight in the phone booth, and then Jeriel starts yelling a thing over and over and over again. So what is the thing that Jeriel yells over and over? Ready? Chat. challenge. And it should be something about being a bedwetter, because that's what he yells. He says, Tyson, stop doing all the pranks. Tyson says, no, because I'm not doing them. So they get into a big fight, and he tells everyone he's a bedwetter. Wow. Delaney again in the top 3. Delaney now at 4 wins. And then Finley coming in. Finley now at 2 wins. And wow, all 3, like not our normal winners. I like it. And Kasopa coming in at number 3. 4th was Lathe. 5th was Ethan. Ethan, way to make the top 5. All right, you were right there. And then Antoinette, then PJ, and then Zach. All right, go you guys, huh? Oh, Jerry, don't do that. That's big silly. Then let's see, we get 2. And so that was the phone booth, which, by the way, we used to kind of have a phone booth here at school back when I first started teaching. But when they stopped using pay phones, they got rid of all of that stuff. It's actually still, so we have a pay phone here at the school. If you know where the LGI is, there's like these weird pictures hanging on the wall. If you pull one of those pictures off, there's like an old pay phone behind it, because that's where it used to be, is hanging on the wall. And they just put like a picture over it and no one knows it's there. It's one of those weird secret things. 20 years ago, I think they probably got rid of it like a decade and a half ago. Not the 80s. It was in the 2000s at some point. Good God, child, stop trying to throw shade at me. All right, and then got that one, announcing the hallways we just covered, and aha. Then Jared gets into a fight with Austin about his sweats. So my question is, what does Austin do to Jared's uniform? His uniform and sweats. Austin does something to Jared's uniform and sweats. What does he do to his uniform and sweats? All right. Ready? I'm giving you a second. I'm watching kids' eyes on this one, the typing. Stuber, just so you know, Jack may be out for basketball. She may be doing homework. I'm going to have to find out, and I'll let you know. So just so you are aware, she sent me a message that she's feeling overwhelmed with homework, so we'll have to see what we do. I'm going to talk to her, so I don't know which way it is yet. All right. And then the rest of you, chat, challenge is out. And ooh, I'm looking for something about writing Gopher, that instead of his name, he has Gopher put on them. Max steps in. Look at that. You guys don't forget about Max. Max takes it for the first place. Blaze takes the second one. Blaze is now at 7 wins. And Finley still not giving up. Nicely done. Finley with 3 wins. Who's 4th? Nope, not quite correct. And Antoinette was 4th, but Antoinette has 1. Kasopa is also 1. Delaney has 1. PJ, have you won yet? PJ has 1. Okay. And then Charters has not won. Charters, that just got you a B point. Nicely done, Charters. Way to step in. All right. And then so there. Uh-oh. If needs, Tubes, I can still cover that for you. That's fine. All right. It doesn't bother me. All right. Ready? Let's go to our next one. And so to help you out, here's my Brovi art of it. So instead of having the actual team, he sets it up so it says Gopher on the uniform. And that's when Jared freaks out and gets mad. And he was like, I hope somebody does something really awful to Austin. No, I want Tyson to hurt him so bad he can't run again. And all of a sudden, what happens next? Something happens to Austin and he can't run anymore. Ooh. That's a solid reference. Even I'll tell you, anytime you do a Stranger Things reference, that's a solid reference. And we got to the marionettes. We're going to talk about. So in a moment, when I refer to the marionettes, these are again, if you got to the end when the thing happened with the marionettes, which by the way will be a chat challenge in a second. These are the marionettes they're talking about. And yes, they do look creepy. You are correct. All right. And then, all right. Here we go. Next question. So, wow. I mean, you're not wrong. Gesundheit. Let's go with, so Austin goes running across that field every day barefoot. Right after he does a horrible thing to Jared, something happens to him as he runs across the field barefoot. What is the thing that happens to him as he runs across the field barefoot? So as he goes running across the field barefoot, what happens to him? All right. I'll give you a second there. All right. Hang on one moment. Don't. I'm going to go back and look at that previous picture. No, not that one. This one. This one. Wow. Now I see JC. It does look like looking in a mirror, although he has a lot more hair than I do. But I'll take it as a compliment. What you're saying is when you look at me, you see a lot of hair. Thank you. All right, ready? Chat. Challenge is out. And something about they had rocks out there. The rocks tore up his ankles. The sharp rocks. Something with the rock hurting him. All right, and Max. Apparently, even COVID can't keep him down. So Max fighting back. Max now at 7. Second place was, Lathe. That's an answer that we're going to get to later. Lathe is now at 6 points. And who's my third place one? PJ. And PJ now at 3 wins. Who's fourth? Blaze was fourth. Any new people? Blaze was fourth. Kasopa has won before. And Zachary has won. Zachary has won. Delaney has won. Finley has won. Jeriel has won. Lily has won. And Antoinette has won. Ellie, have you won? Ellie has won also. And all right. And Antoinette and Charter, you have also won. All right. We're running out of people who have never won one yet. Max, that gave you a B point because we had no new people step in. So you're the winner of the point. All right. Here, let's go to.
Go Max.
So hang on. I have to think, does this work as a chat challenge? We do that after Green's accusation. What does the club decide to do? I think this will work. All right. I might be picky on this one. So I might not accept your answer if it's not what I'm looking for. So just prepare yourself now to type into the chat, I hate you, Mr. Broviak. You can go ahead and flex your I hate you, Mr. Broviak fingers if you feel you need to send that. All right. So after Green accuses them and says, hey, I know, it calls Jared in and says, Jared, I know your club is responsible for all of this. We're going to expel you. You're going to bring all of the other kids down here. And so that's what he says. He accuses them, says, I know what the club is, says I know about Stonehenge, and I'm going to boot all of you out. The club makes a decision. And I'm looking for a specific answer on here. What is it the club as a group decides to do? So what is it the club decides to do? All right, let's see how this goes. I did not give this question earlier. I'm gonna try it with you guys. All right, watching you guys go type Reno. Type Reno. Type. I'm watching you type. It's kind of creepy as I watch your eyes as they go back and forth, and it's creepy staring into your eyes. Now you're just making it creepier. Don't try to make it any worse than it has to be. All right, you're not even typing. You're just creepily staring into my eyes. You don't even know I'm staring at them. It's creepy. All right, ready? And why'd you guys go so early? Chat challenge. You guys got too excited. I got distracted with Jeriel trying to hypnotize me. All right, there. And all right, chat. There we go. And run to Stonehenge instead of going to his office, except for random. I accept that. All right, Antoinette, I accept your answer. That is one of the two I would have gone with. So Antoinette is now at 7. And turn in Tyson. Yes, I will accept that also. Lathe, I accept your answer for second. Third, harass Tyson. I will accept that also, Snyder. So Snyder, you're at 3 wins. I also accept yours too. All right, and Blaze, also a good answer. Zachary, they'd already kind of decided to do that one. Wow, Jeriel, you went a little far. I mean, they end up doing that, but that wasn't their plan to do that. Kasopa, you are also correct. Here's my first one just in case. All right, so Antoinette and Lily, you are definitely correct. Good job, Lily has won. And whoopsie, and nope, and all right, Antoinette, that got you the point. All right, let's go to our next question. And clicky. And we'll go with. Next question. During their interrogation of Tyson, they end up, something ends up happening to his marionettes. And so I'm once again looking for kind of specifics on this one. So what happens or what do they do? That's a better question of what do they do to his marionettes or what happens? And there's a second question that's going to go along with this in a second. Oh. Here, ready? Let's come down to here. So many angry children who were yelling at me. Yeah, I agree. Hashtag 2020. All right, and then ready? And chat. Challenge. Oh no, you came in too soon. I apologize. All right, and then there. You guys jumped the gun. And how many of you guys jumped? Just one of you. All right. And yes, they shred them, tear them up into little tiny pieces in front of him. Delaney, that officially gives you 5 wins, Delaney.
I wrote Shadow Clan on purpose.
That's very fitting. Reynolds, I think by Shadow Clan. Destroy. I'll go with destroy them. That's fine. All right, Reynolds, I'm going to give you the point. So Reynolds is also at 5. Come here. Reynolds is also at 5 points. And then let's see. And then Broken at Blaze, you're my third one. So Blaze is now at 8 points. Then Antoinette was right after that. And Lily, Finley, and no other new people. Nope. All right. Delaney, that got you a B point. So they shred them and tear them into little pieces. Here is my next question about the marionettes. Before they shred the marionettes, trust me, that's actually a part of the book that really bothered me too, Ethan. The whole, did you say not really sad? It's really sad. They shredded those poor things. He spent so much time working on them. It's like deleting someone's game file they spent all this time saving. And you go in there and like you steal their Xbox, and then all of a sudden you delete their game files. That would be sad. Mr. Broviak, it goes to the cloud, but they delete your cloud saves too. You're like, the monsters. Exactly. So now here's my next question. So as they're shredding the marionettes and tearing them up, right before that, they realize something about the marionettes, something strange when they look at the marionettes. What do they realize about those marionettes as they're looking at them? I think I'm making it vague enough, but I'm watching your guys' hands type, so apparently you guys know what I'm saying. You guys jumped on that one pretty fast. All right, so what do they recognize about the marionettes? Which also, by the way, makes it kind of creepy. It's a little creepy about this too. All right, and there, hang on. All right. Excuse me. There we're good to go. I apologize for bringing that up. And chat, challenge is out. And the correct answer is they look like the Shadow Clan or club, depending on how you type it. They look like the Shadow Club members. It's correct. It was the. So Lathe is first place at 8. What's wrong with my pencil? There we go. Lathe was first. And Antoinette back into the top 3, who is also at 8. And third is Finley, which brings you up to 4 wins, Finley. Let's see. So Lathe. And no other new ones. Blaze, you were 4th. Delaney was 5th. And no other new people. No other new people. No other new people. So then Lathe, that earns you the B point. I'm impressed with how you guys keep mixing up the wins, by the way. It's not like my other classes is like one kid dominating, but you guys, you take turns and rotate. I don't think you're trying to be polite. You guys are just really competitive. Oh, by the way, also, all of my other classes were impressed by like you guys in 7th period. They're like, how come so many of those kids were up there so high? And I'm like, because 6th period pays attention and they're competitive. I'm like, well, that's not fair. And I'm like, you can pay attention and be competitive. And they're like, well, that's too much work. I'm like, loser children. All right.
Shadow Clan.
That's right. So after we find out about this whole them interrogating Tyson thing, we find out that Randall was trying to pull a prank on Eric Kilfoyle and steal his basketball gold. Jared then discovers while he's at the hospital who was really behind all of the pranks. So who was behind all of the pranks? Jared discovers while he's visiting with Randall who actually did all of the horrible things. Because it turns out it was not Tyson, and Tyson was telling the truth. The question is, who was it if it was not Tyson? All right, again, I'm assuming those of you who read, this is like an easy question. Like, Mr. Broviak, this is easy mode. I know, I feel the same way. But kids who haven't read, we can help them out. And chat challenge. And the correct answer is the Shadow Club. All the members of the Shadow Club did it. They all worked together. And it turns out that they were all doing it behind each other's backs because they all thought Tyson did one, so everybody else did the others. So it turns out Tyson is innocent. And Antoinette stepping back in, who is now at 9 wins. And Finley, who is not to be denied, who is now at 5 wins. And Lathe is third on mine, who is now at also 9 wins. It's a competition. Look at that. And then who's fourth? Fourth was Delaney, who is right outside of it, right there. And then Blaze and Jeriel. And I think, I'm not sure what you typed in there, Jeriel. And no new people, just making sure. All right. Antoinette, you still get the point on that one then.
But I didn't have enough time.
So you just typed in random things? I like it. I mean, it kind of messed with my head.
I tried writing the name Charlie, but I forgot how to spell it.
Oh, spelling's overrated. And then we get to. So Tyson, they keep attacking Tyson because they don't realize that he is innocent. Even though these are the people who did the pranks, they think he did all the other pranks except for the one they're responsible for. While they're at the beach with Tyson, they accidentally kill Tyson. My question is, how do they kill Tyson? What do they do to kill Tyson while they were there? Don't you yell at me, Stuber. It's a perfectly good book about a child dying. Who doesn't like a good child death in a book? How do they kill Tyson? They smother him with kittens. Yes, that'd be the best way to die. If you're going to die, getting smothered with kittens. That is a federal crime. You are correct. In case you were trying to learn something from this, you're like, Mr. Broviak, I learned to kill people. No, Ethan, you did not. Bad, Ethan. All right, ready? And chat challenge is out. Are you cutting him out? Is that like a donut? What are you? All right, sorry, you're distracting me. All right, and then to here and going back up. And the correct answer is they drown him. They force him out into the water and he can't swim, and they keep pushing him until he drowned. Water and back him up into the water until they get hit away. And is correct. Antoinette, Antoinette just hit double digits. Antoinette's playing for realsies. She is not backing down on you guys. And then Max comes in also, who is also not giving up. Max at 8, only 2 points behind her. And then Kasopa still swinging. And Kasopa is now at 2. That's the dumb Kasopa. Third is Lathe. You were just outside of it at 4th. And then 5th is Finley. All right. Antoinette, did you get another B point? You are correct. We're going to talk about that in a second. Oh, now I got you, Stuber. All right, and then there. They did drown a child. It happens to the best of us.
Where was I on yours? You said I was in 3rd on mine.
Zach, you were right after Finley. So 4th, 5th, you were 6th.
Oh, wow.
Me, it said I was in what's called 3rd also.
Yep. I know. The jet lag. It's the worstest. All right. But
That's
then
the ping.
Yeah, it's that ping thing. I feel bad for you guys. I have bad ping. Then we find out that even though he does die, they bring him back to life with CPR. And that's when you find out that like OP, she's like, oh my God, we killed a child. Ethan's gonna prosecute us for a federal crime. And so they go over there and she starts doing like the CPR and she hits him on the chest and she's like, dude, live, dude, live. He's like, and he comes back to life and then does what anybody would do in that thing, immediately starts attacking them and chucking rocks at them. And he's like, you killed me, chucking rock, chucking rock, chucking rock. You know, the things you do when someone tries to kill you and it makes you grumpy and mad and stuff like that. And then he runs away. We'll get to this next part. I said he runs away. There we go. And then we get to him at the lighthouse. When he runs away to the lighthouse, from there and here, he does something to the lighthouse, which is the same thing we find out he did to the school earlier. So what is the thing he does to the lighthouse that he also did to the school earlier? It's the same thing. What is this thing? All right. Let's find out. Watching the fingers go typey, typey. I think we're good, typey, typey. Feeling strong. Oh, never mind. All right, hang on. I'm watching him think. I can only wait so long. Then it gets creepy. All right, we're good. All right, and chat, Challenge. Yes, I saw you giving me the hurry up sign. I was trying to be polite to a kid. Mr. Broviak, I got time to lose. And the correct answer is he sets the lighthouse on fire. The lighthouse is on fire. And I have Lathe is first on mine, which brings Lathe up to 10 points also. Lathe has now hit double digits. Second, wow, it would have been ironic if Blaze had not gotten this one correct. But Blaze, who is also now at 9 points,
Exactly.
fire, right? And Antoinette refuses to go down easily. She also gets a point, which puts her at 11. And then Finley is sitting at Finley is at 4th, and PJ at 5th, and Delaney at 6th, and then Max, who is, Max, use a nice word choice, Max, go you. And Lily, Kate, Jeriel, Ellie, and I don't know if that one's a federal crime. I know it's definitely a crime, but you could Google it. You could Google it instead of yelling at me. I've not set buildings on fire recently. I don't remember what I got prosecuted for the last time. Good God, yelling at me.
Recently, you say?
I mean, it's been a while. I went through a time when I made poor choices also.
Didn't you go to jail 3 times? That's what my sister said. Or no, you got arrested 3 times or something like that.
There is a difference. I have been arrested 3 times. I have not gone to jail. You can get arrested without going to jail. So yes, and that is a story I'll tell you later. That's for another day. All right, to there. Let's go to our next chat challenge. Yes, I know it's arson. I just don't know if it's a federal crime or not federal crime. So I know it's a crime. You can't just go around burning things. I just don't know if it's a state crime or a federal crime. There's a difference. All right, my next question. So he sets the lighthouse on fire. While they're there, Jared tries to save him because Jared's like, oh my God, we're trying to kill an innocent person. And now he's going to burn himself. And that's awful. We don't want to do this. So Jared runs into the lighthouse to save him. While Jared is in the lighthouse trying to save him, something happens to Jared's pants, which is kind of ironic. What ironic thing happens to Jared's pants? That's your question. What ironic thing happens to Jared's pants? All right. Apparently, it is a federal crime. For those of you who are having weekend plans, I've had it sent to me that according to the U.S. Code, it is a federal crime. So apparently, no weekend plans. All right, well, guess we have to schedule something else now. All right, ready? Chat. Challenge is out. And the correct answer is he goes to Tinkletown in his pants. Tinkletown in his pants, as we find it. All right, and then Lathe is my first place winner. Lathe is now at 11. And, hang on a second. Tamara keeps trying to get in. She's having some. Tamara, there. And did I lose Jeriel? Apparently I did lose Jeriel. So he's trying to reconnect. All right, let's have you reconnect, Jeriel. We're having all kinds of tech issues today. All right, so let's see. I have Lathe was first. Blaze, wow, Blaze, and with accurate emojis also. Well done, you. All right, Blaze is now at 10. This is a close game. And then Max, still not giving up, Max. So Max is now at 9. It is close. 4th place was Antoinette. You're right, he was free. Don't you throw a marker down in anger. You just accept that 4th place win. And then Finley in 5th, Lily coming in at 6th. Nicely done. He does pee his pants.
Yes, for once, my chat actually says the same thing as yours.
Wow. All right. I didn't even think of making the connection between Max from the Grinch. Nice connection on that one. All right. I'll try to trust you on that one. All right, then let's go to All right. Let's see. All right. Not a question I offered my other classes. A question I'm going to offer you guys since we're almost done. I only have like 2 questions left. I'm going to give you guys a bonus question I just thought of. So we find out that Tyson does all of these fires. There is a reason we find out why he does all the fires and why he pees his pants. And they're both connected to each other. And so because Max is the dog's name in Grinch. So I hadn't made that connection. That's not because you're evil or green, but because Max was the dog's name. So that would be why. So that's the connection. All right. So why do we find out Tyson sets fires? And it's also why Tyson has a bedwetting issue. They're both connected to each other. All those things go. Yeah, well, I mean, obvi, and you can see it. Plus, obviously, the Grinch has clout. Those two things go hand in hand with each other. Like when you look at Max, you're like, clout. All right, ready? I think we're good to go watching it. I think we're good to go. No, I was typing. All right. Oh, sorry, wrong finger. And chat. Challenge is out. And the correct answer is, I will take parents died in a fire, or the fact that, yep, there you go. So Lathe, parents died in a fire is correct. What I was going for. By the way, it was a fire that he set also. Blaze, parents died in a fire. Blaze is at 11. And Max, not quite, but a good try. Because I wanted not just, you had to tell me why. You had to tell me why. Don't you yell at me. Hey, settle down, Grinch. All right. And then
I know why. I can talk barely like this. I know why.
Only you had typed it. And Finley, you're my
Now that
third.
I've heard you, Max, I really want to let you win, but I don't think there's a chance for you to win because I think we only have one more chat challenge.
And
I'm sorry.
Antoinette, pyromaniac, is that what you were going for? Paraxim, I don't know what that thing is. Now I'm curious to Google it. I want to find out what a pyromoxic is. I'm like, it's a person who yells at teachers about Grinches. Sopa, pyromaniac, is pyromaniac, his parents died. Nicely done. All right. So, and this book is, it is not deeply concerning. It's about kids who bully other kids and then kill somebody. It makes perfect sense. And there go you. So apparently I'm glad I asked that question. You guys knew your stuff. All right, let's go with, and we have them up there. And all right, I think this is my last question. I'm looking for specifics on this one. Wow, interesting answer. Let's go with Jared and Tyson are trapped in the burning lighthouse. Where do they end up when they escape? When they escape, they get out, but they end up in another bad place. Where is the bad place they end up when they escape? So not how do they escape, but where is it? Ouch, a little accurate on that one. They did not die, they're still alive. And so when they escape, where is it they end up? Now who's going dark? Exactly. Here and not the hood. It's not right there either. All right, ready? This is when you guys send me direct messages. You're like, what is he responding to? It's because the kids who just send me direct messages. I'm like, what are you doing? All right, ready? Chat, challenge is out. Let's find out. And the answer would be take either. Delaney, you just went.
Somebody said the exact same thing that I said, down to the same emoji.
That's kind of weird. And let's see. Delaney, you came in early, but I'm still going to give it to you because yours was the most detailed. And the fact that you went like above and beyond. So normally I would not count it, but yours was really good. So I'm going to give it to you. So Delaney, we're going to give that to you for 6. I'm just not counting you towards my 3. All right. So then not an orphanage. I would count either the ocean or beach. Ocean is more what I was going for, but technically, no, hang on. How many oceans do I have? No, I'm going to go with ocean because that's more. So Lathe, I'm not counting on that one because it's more the ocean was the scary place. So the water and ocean. I have to go with that one. So Casopa, I'm going to give you the credit on that one. So Casopa, you're now at 3 wins. Water, I will take that, Max, because technically they end up in the water, which gives you the 10 wins. And then third on Sharp Rocks on the beach. No, I'm not doing the beach one. I want no, end up in Stonehenge. No, that's way much later. And then Blaze, ocean is more what I was going for. You are correct again. So Blaze is at 12.
I can't believe it.
And
what's Antoinette again?
Is 4th, Lily. And then, yep, ocean. They do not end up in the woods. They end up in the ocean. It is incredibly chaotic and confusing. I do not deny you, but it's also more fun than the other boring classes. I will accept this confusion and chaos, like a boring class where I could just sit there and like just talk at kids. I think this is a way more fun way of doing things for me. And I like being selfish. By the way, here is my Brovi art for you. So you have the fact that you have lighthouse. Lighthouse catches on fire. They run to the top of the lighthouse. The fire follows them. And then to save themselves, they jump out. Whee! And they jump out of lighthouse, slide down the side of it, go through a bunch of bushes, and then land in the ocean. Michelangelo, who? What is wrong with you, child? And so they land out there in the ocean, and it turns out that Tyson can't swim. So then Jared has to save him again. And then that's where we get to the end of the book. By the way, there is one more part, which is the epilogue, which is the very final. Oh, now I'm with you on that one. Thank you. I appreciate you complimenting my art and getting confused with Michelangelo. It is right up there. I am a Ninja Turtle. Thank you. And so you have that exact same idea. And then there is the epilogue, which is the very end of the book, Da Vinci. Da Vinci was more of an inventor, which maybe I am. And there's my other one there. All right. If you have not taken a picture of this screen, it may help you out because, hang on. Pose, will you take a picture? It can also help you when it comes time for the quiz. In case you forget who some of the people are, I thought this might make things a little better and stuff like that. Are you my favorite class? Regular class wise? Possibly. I'm not going to admit to it, but I definitely really, really enjoy this class more though than some of my other classes. There are a lot of things I do with you guys I do not do with my other classes because they just don't put any effort into it. So you guys do. Yes, you're my favorite students because you got the same thing from last year as proof. Goodness gracious. All right, and then there. Now they're all like, Mr. Broviak, who sent me that DM? Wow, never mind. You're throwing out another child. You're angry now. Don't you be a Grinch. We already have a Grinch in here. Oh, never mind. That's Max. You're the Grinch. Now I understand the connection between the two. By the way, if you guys liked this book at all, I highly recommend that you read the sequel to it. If you don't hate reading, the sequel is even better than this one. And so on that one, it's on my Canvas page. Right below all the audio books on that Shadow Club page is a clicky button. I'm not making you read it. It's just for those of you who really like books, read it because it's better than this one. It goes way more into other crazy things that happen. It picks up in the same spot as the sequel to it. It picks up with Jared and Cheryl, and Tyson plays a huge role in it and stuff like that. So I figured I'd just throw it out there for those of you who like reading. It is well worth reading. All right. For those of you who hate reading, I can't help you as much. All right. Now it is time for quiz. So we're going to do, hang on, let me stop. So for those of you watching video, go take quiz. I'm going to do a video check. You guys go take quiz, then you're good to go. All right, so I'll stop the video thing here.
I already finished the quiz.
So there. And let's see, eyeballs. So 4 of you are going to get booted. Sorry, 3 of you are going to get booted. So if I don't see you, take it personally. It just means I can't see you. And getting ready to go clicky. And that kid's gone.
Check the chat. No.
You are good to go. All right. I did. I saw him. I knew he couldn't. That's why I wasn't counting him. It's all good. All right, now we're good. So quiz to there. Once you finish quiz, you can leave, and I am done with you. I won't see you guys again until 2021. Do not leave until you have turned in quiz. Because at end, I will check to see who's still here. And if
Who
you
wins?
are gone and quiz is not turned in, then I will have to then count you as absent. Those
Who
of you
wins
who
chat challenge?
Those of you who take the test with Mr. Monge, I will be sending you guys do that here in just a second. In this class, our top winners, Lathe was at 12 and Blaze was at 12. Antoinette finished at 11, Max at 10. I don't know
Wait.
who the overall winner is because I still have other classes to go. So I can't tell you who the overall winner is because not all of my classes are done yet. So good try.
My Safari isn't working right now. Like it's not letting me load anything.
Hang on, stop doing this. then luckily for you, stop recording. It's not due